Good evening and welcome to Conscious Gatherers. My name is Beverly Thompson and I'm here with AJ Royce.
Hello.
Hi. We are now in separate places, so we, can't do the I back and forth. But anyway, welcome everybody. This is our episode 84 and today's date is December the 27th. 2022. And we hope you all had a wonderful holiday and we're still in the holiday spirit. And it'd be nice to be in the holiday spirit all year round. So let's just take all this beauty and fun and greetings and laughter with us at all times.
There you go. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, yay. Well, we're going to share, of course, more information that was received today, and I'm asking, okay, what's to come, et cetera, et cetera. So I was given quite a bit of information, and I think it's more of in the next year, in the months to come, even though overall it's trying to think of the words. It's going to be a long term as we're moving more into the new Earth realm. So, but we are in the beginnings of it, and I think it's most exciting, even though many people are going through some very hard times right now. And we send blessings to those that have been caught in the storm, caught without electricity, fighting or whatever is going on in the world. Yet there's a lot of revolutions going on, and we're saying, hey, these people are saying we're not going to do it anymore. So here we are at the end of 2022, and there's so much more to come. Any comment, Royce?
Oh, no, I'm just looking forward to it.
I think a lot of people are saying, okay, I'm glad the last year is over, but we've been saying that for the last few years. And then it continues like, oh, God, I want to do that over again. And here we are. But anyway, I think Royce is going to share her thoughts. And I think that toward the end of this podcast of really how to conduct ourselves. So I'm looking forward to you sharing that, Royce. Okay. All right. Again, Royce, feel free to jump in. I'm going to share with you all some of the information received today as I was asking. I was really asking, going into my source self, higher self, whatever words you want to use, God's self, guides, masters, that whole thing. And it was just really, I feel it was more me on a higher, if we can even use that word, knowledge of myself that is coming through into my physical self. I hope that makes sense. And can you explain that any better, Royce?
No, just higher vibrational self. Yeah,
that works. Thank you. All right. Let's begin. The world before you is in turmoil, yet this turmoil will morph into an absolute knowing of this reality as well as others. Not all will experience, that means all of us, will experience the same thing. We each have our parts to play, and play indeed. The new time, the new world is upon you. Step into this great unknown and be assured all will be well, allowing yourselves to be bathed in the Christed light of love. It is you, dear ones, who are the forerunners of even greater civilizations to come. Of course, we are speaking from your vernacular. Rise up in your knowledge to expose yourselves. This great unknown will lift you out of the old patterns of deceit. It is now coming to a head. Now that's the first part of what I received today. So Hmm. Remember, we are the forerunners of even greater civilizations to come. And the last episode, Royce, you received information about us being royalty. So it all fits together. So feel free to
remember to wear your purple.
That's right. Yeah. I really don't have much purple in my house, and I kind of looked at her after that episode. I said, I don't have much purple here, a little bit, and now I'm seeing it. So I may add some more things once some of my holiday decorations are down. So it's kind of funny, but just remember, we are royalty. So, all right, I'll continue. You ask what is to come. What you are seeing or witnessing on your plane of Earth is the collapse of many systems. That's government, economic, that means all monetary systems, and social, that means social systems. It is quite a sight to see. What is left? If they all collapse, what is left? You were still here. I'm here. We're still here. Okay, then what? All right. New systems and ways of government are already making their way into the spotlight. New means of financial systems will soon be known and used. It will be quite simple and beneficial for all. You will see streams of this coming forth in your year 2023. Hold fast as these changes are fully implemented. Again, this is for the benefit of all. I had asked the question, so I'm going to go through some of these questions, and then we'll move on. Regarding the financial system, I said, is this the Nasara and the Jasara that is being talked about? And Royce and I have discussed those terms in some of our other podcasts, and you can look them up, but it's really giving back to you what is rightfully yours. And so overall, what we are seeing is that each one of us will have the finances returned to us, and it will be quite beneficial for us all. And so we're not going to see the poverty that we once, or we still have, or once had, unless you choose to live, prefer to live in poverty, which some do. They really just don't want anything, and they want to live very simply, and that is their choice. All right, any comments, Royce?
No, not right now.
All right. I had looked up one of my writings in my second book. It's called Finance, and it was written on October the 14th, 2009. And I think it's one of the first times that I've heard about a financial system for all, and that's what this writing is talking about from 2009. Basically, it just says all world monetary systems are brought under the umbrella of unity. It's a new way of conducting business through our technical systems called computers, which now we all know how important that is, and many people, especially young people, don't even use cash anymore. Even though some of these, for now, we're going to use the paper dollars and coins, and then after a while, these will not be necessary. And for a lot of my young people, including my children, they don't see the necessity of carrying cash around. I think going through these times that we're going through right now, it might be wise to put a little bit of a stash back, or keep it with you at all times, just in case our internet goes down. If the internet goes down, that means you can't conduct your business. So it's always wise to have a little bit of cash on hand. So going back to our future or soon-to-be financial system, it's not the one the New World Order financial system, the World Economic Klaus Schwab type of financial system, if those of you who know what I'm talking about, but there are ones that want the New World Order in place, and but it is not a very nice system. It's more of a subservient system, and that's not what we're talking about here. And so I feel that whole system of what they've been trying to do is crashing down, and they don't have much of a leg to stand on anymore. Not that they're going to try. So that old world, or new world that they want to produce is, and what I call subservient. We'd be more subservient than we are now. And it's just not going to work. It's definitely not going to work in the new world.
Yes, that whole idea of owning your soul to the company store, it just keeps going and getting deeper and deeper.
I think you're writing the song right there, but it's exactly right. Deeper and deeper in debt. Yep. Your old soul, the company store. Yeah, I love the analogy there. Thank you. We're going to have a free will base and equality among the governments. And the free will equation is the people will decide the cost of an item or the cost of services. We think we do that now, but we take all the taxes and everything else in mind, and that brings everything else up. All of that is going to change. The whole tax system's changing. Anyway, basically we're going to, it should be that our fees are going to be based upon the cost of the raw materials, of course, the amount of work that goes into making an item, and of course, the knowledge to even start a new process, which I feel we're going to have a lot of new processes, technologies coming forth that will assist us in our physical realm. So it's exciting, very exciting.
Yes.
Inappropriate. Yeah, go ahead. Excuse me.
No, I just said yes. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's like a lot of the inappropriate products or services will be determined by the people, and we simply won't purchase a product or service that we don't want or need. And but remember, what pleases one may not please another. So of course, that's what's important in the process of being human and playing inside. That's what I was told, playing inside our biological body. There will be no forced product or service from any government official. And what have we seen this last couple of years on vaccinations? Almost forced. That you lose your job. So, that has been challenged, and it's still being challenged. So, we can see how that works. You get forced into one thing, then they can force you into another. So that's that subservient. Sometimes you don't even realize you are being subservient because you think it's for the greater good, when indeed it is not. But basically, the parity among all people will come into focus. So, no longer will people in one country be able to sell their merchandise or services at an unequal price. And remember, there will be those that thrive and those who don't. It depends upon each person and what they want to accomplish while in their human body. What do they want out of this life? Some people really don't want much. Again, it's what I said earlier. They'd rather live in a small little cabin in the woods and live off the land. And other ones would rather live in a condo in a big city. Each has their own idea of what's best for them. And none of us have the right to tell another what to do, but do what we feel that serves us. Okay. All right. This is the toward the end of the writing in my second book, but it did say that this unity financial system will put all people on equal footing. It is backed by no physical means. Even though we're going into the asset-backed currency, basically the gold standard, that's being implemented now. That's a lot of what I've been hearing. So I think that's going to be, it's already been introduced, but not introduced to the world. And I think that's coming up very shortly. But eventually, the financial system is backed by this is what I've been told. So use discernment, by the way. But this is in the future. That's going to be backed by no physical means, but by the attitude and aptitude of all brothers and sisters on the planet. It eventually will work with off-worlders in this exchange of goods and services. Keep in mind that nothing is allowed to be brought to this earth if it in any way can harm the ecosystems in place. It is fair and just. This is the way of the new earth. So I think a lot of those that ecosystems, and there have been things that have been brought to this earth, probably not for our highest good. But I think all that is in process and changing as I speak. All right. Before we go on, do you have anything else to say, Royce?
No, I'm good.
Okay, great. All right. The next question I asked, I said the social systems, ? Answer was all control mechanisms shall and are faltering. The psychological controls, too, will be lifted. Many ones have no idea of these old control structures. Eventually, it will feel as a fog has lifted. Rejoice in this. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like a fog is lifted, they don't even realize they were under any psychological control. And I think that's some of the let's term the MK Ultra that's been in place for quite a while. I really don't want to get into the MK Ultra, but there's quite a bit of information on that. I'm not sure if it's going to find it in Google right now because of censorship, but there are quite a few people that have been talking about it and have written books on it. So, and I think most of you listening to this podcast know what the MK Ultra is. All right, let's go on. My question, we now are seeing many of the governmental institutions being exposed of their corruption. I realize that just a handful are the corruptors, yet it seems they are the ones who have controlled others. The answer was yes and no. Many ones in these institutions know what has and is going on, and many are afraid to speak openly about this. However, behind the scenes, a lot is taking place to expose the wrongdoings. Royce and I were on the phone, was it yesterday, I think? And a few years ago, I started seeing the chessboard, and I wondered, why do we keep seeing the chessboard in my visions? And now that term is used constantly, so now I know why I was seeing the chessboard. But anyway, yesterday I was seeing that chessboard as Royce and I were discussing some of the things that we've been realizing about ourselves and about the world. And I was just noticing that these, I'm going to call them players, that are put onto the chessboard. Some are there, if you want to use the word white hats, or stepped on the chessboard to do what they need to do. And there are some other ones that are to do that have been a little more nefarious and not so nice, yet they have an opportunity to assist and assist others in the light. And so if they decide to do that, it's fine. If they don't, if they continue in their ways, I just saw, my vision was a square in the chessboard that they were standing on, the floor dropped out from under them and down they went. I thought, wow, that was quite a vision. So
out of the game.
Yeah, like my, you're not gonna play nice. You're out of here. So that's what I was saying. Yeah. So, excuse me. All right. Next. All right. I asked about medical and was told these, regarding the medical system, these control, another word, control, it's coming up a lot in my questions today. Anyway, these control systems will also collapse, meaning medical. Those that benefit no one. Others will remain in place. That's, saying not all of them are, a lot of them are very good and some of them aren't, but the ones that benefit no one, they're out of here. Eventually, there will be no need of your pharmaceutical companies as they now stand. There are some very beneficial potions that will potions. I don't know. I think I spelled that wrong. Anyway, that will continue. They will or are more plant or mineral based. And I had asked about vaccines, and I was told right away, no need for these. Now, that's not just the COVID. It looks like all vaccines is what I was getting out of this. No need for these. So I went, whoa. All right, my next question was, is there another pandemic coming to hurt and scare the populace? And the answer was yes. I hate to say that. Yes, however, I said, and this will be short-lived. A light will be given to those affected. No need for any chemical substances to be injected into the body. And I was, my vision, I could see somebody like sitting in a chair, basically, and a light was going over the body and being used. So it's a light frequency to eradicate whatever this next pandemic's going to be. So interesting, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right. I had asked, regarding this light, a light machine or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the name's going to be, but I had asked if this is part of the med beds that will soon be in use for the general populace. The answer was soon, because I had asked, I used that word in my question, soon. Of course, that can be somewhat nebulous. What does soon mean? But the answer was, it will take some time for those to be available, the med beds, be available for the general populace. There is a similar light technology that will be used in the short future because of the next pandemic wave. And I said, is this wave related to COVID-19? And the answer is no. So I've heard, but I don't really want to say what this is going to be because I don't want to scare anybody because I'm not sure if it's going to come to pass. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. But just remember that you really don't need to inject anything inside your body with this next thing that's going to come up. And it's going to be short-lived. In other words, it's going to be nipped in the butt, so to speak. So, all right. Any comments, Royce?
No.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, wow. And lastly, I was told you can call your next period, that which you call your year 2023, an insightful year. So, insightful year, insightful. I just thought that was an interesting word to use. So,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right, Royce. I would love for you to share.
Okay. I just quieted myself a while ago and just reflected back on this past year and this season and this recent storm that hit the country, and this is what I came up with. Perhaps it is because the holidays were shaded this year by illness, and perhaps it is because I'm older and wiser than I used to be. But I can truthfully say that I am grateful for these brief moments spent together with all of you. I am grateful for my family and for all of my friends. I am grateful for community and for a country where I can speak my mind and share my heart with whomever may be listening. I am grateful for the sky so blue and for sunsets so strikingly gorgeous that they pierce my heart with awe and wonder. I am grateful for all the animals who fill my soul with joy. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Now, Royce has been going through a little illness challenge these last few days, so it can send her lots of love, and I'm sure she would appreciate it. I think you can hear us, and then I'll let you continue when you're ready. But, not quite ready yet. I think she's got me on mute.
Okay.
There we go.
I think I do. Okay.
All right.
For all the animals who fill my soul with joy, and for those who go out of their way to care for them simply because the love within them dictates it so. I am grateful when night falls and the stars and the planets appear in the deep azure and whisper my name and comfort me with thoughts beyond my words.
Take a break.
Huh?
If you want to take a quick break and try to get that out of your system, and I'll talk for a moment. All right. So your Royce's whole message is on gratefulness, and that's the highest frequency that we can hold within ourselves. Because when you're grateful for something, it's like it takes away all those yucky feelings that you've had, because you're understanding life in a different way, and it's beautiful. And she's bringing forth all these wonderful things that she sees, realizes, feels, and it's pretty. We're pretty incredible beings. What else to say it? We're incredible, and even more incredible when you start noticing all these things. Take notice of everything that she's pointing out, because to me they're extremely important, and it puts you in another state of I was going to say state of mind, but it's really a state of feeling, state of overall feeling of love as you go through this, as you understand how grateful it is to be in this world at this time. So, Royce, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm trying to do this.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm grateful for when night falls and the stars and planets appear in the deep azure and whisper my name and comfort me with thoughts beyond my words. I am grateful for this life so precious and inspiring that it beckons me and leads me onward into the great unknown. And so, beyond the words of flowery sentiment, all I have is this very moment, a blink, a drop of water in the bucket of time, constructed purely of the love which resides within me, linking me to all of you. May the love between us lead the way for this coming year, and may we pave the road ahead with peace. Happy New Year, beloved friends. I love you, and thank you so much for staying.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. So so beautifully said, and I understand what you're going through with your cough, but it's very heartfelt, and so it's the prose is prose PROSE is just beautiful. So again, we can tell it's very heartfelt, and I hope you felt everybody listening can feel it too, and take that within yourself. So here we are on the cusp of 2023. I wish everybody a wonderful year, and to feel what Royce has just given us from her heart. And it's quite beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Our next episode is going to be January the 10th, 2023. And if anybody wants to listen live, they can call. It's written on our YouTube channel page, but it's 267-807-9601. And the access code to get in live is 793-152-247. And then you hit pound. And we try to get on just a couple minutes earlier than 7 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time. And so we welcome you live if you'd like. If not, that's okay too. But if you have any comments, any well wishes, whatever it may be, feel free to make comments on our YouTube page, please. And thank you all. We love you. And the road of peace is ours. All right. And Royce, hey, wait a minute.
Yes.
All right. You'll have more to say in just a moment. Thank you so much. If anybody wants to contact either Royce or myself or Terry, you can call and leave your name and number, and we'll get back to you. That number is 864-999-3008. Okay. All right, Royce?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready? All right.
Am I what?
I'm sorry?
I didn't. Oh, what did you want?
If you have any more to say. So.
No, I think I'm finished.
All right, very good. All right, thank you all. Bless you all. And greetings this next month, and it'll be 2023. And this, again, going to be an insightful year. So I think it's all, a lot of us may be surprised in what's going to come forth, but, we're going to get through it. And what we talked about in previous episodes about coming together in community, assisting one another. And there's going to be some people that are going to need a little more assistance than others. And so just don't forget yourself first. Take care of yourself before you take care of somebody else. And that is a loving thing to do for them, and obviously a loving thing to do for yourself. So good evening, and we thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.